Hey everyone, my name is Brandon. If this is the first time you're on my channel, I like to collect video games. I usually like to buy big collections, or I go to thrift stores and find video games, and I sell off the ones at a game store or online. And from there, I use that money to buy items for my personal collection. I personally like Pokemon games, so that's where a lot of it goes. But I just want to say Happy New Year to everyone and thank you all so much. I'm really excited to see what we find this year. This is a very fun video, so I hope you all enjoy.
This should be a very interesting pickup. Someone reached out to me saying that they have a bunch of video games and they want $100 for them. But the photo they sent me, I can't see anything. I can see that there's a GameCube. I can see that there's a Nintendo 64. I can see that there's Four Swords Adventures, but everything else is either too blurry to see or it's just not showing. So in a way, I'm kind of going to buy a mystery box. I'm a little nervous because it's going to be a 3-hour round trip, about an hour and a half both ways. So if this doesn't pan out, it's gonna be a little disappointing, but you never know what you're gonna find. But I'm interpreting it as a little bit of an adventure. Hopefully it works out, but we'll see what happens. So this pickup ended up being a lot more than I thought it would be. Just for example, we have 2 DS games I didn't know about. Got an Atlas title, a Pokemon game. And this looks like it's sealed, which is pretty crazy. But let's check it out in the house to see everything and kind of clean and unwind and process everything that was here. All right, it's the next day now. I haven't gone through everything. The only thing I know is the GameCube games, and what we saw together is this being sealed, but everything else I didn't really go through. So let's lay everything out and see what we have. All right, everyone, here is the haul from the mystery box. Let's go over piece by piece what we picked up. We're gonna start mild and then work our way up. Here are the Xbox and PS2 games. I didn't even know I was getting Xbox games in this deal. I don't think anything here is valuable. I've never seen Tenchu or Battlestar Galactica on the Xbox, so if it's worth anything, I'll put it up on the screen, but not sure if it is. Next, we have 3 systems. All of them are missing cables or controllers or something. I guess the only thing we have complete is the GameCube, but like I said, no controllers. Super dirty too. But we have this Wavebird connector. Hopefully this works, because these are hard to find. 64 is the expansion pack, which is always good to see. Genesis, I don't even know if I can test this thing because I have to get cords, so I'll go ahead and get some extra cords for these systems and test them out. Next, for the 3 GameCube games, I was honestly, I know it sounds crazy, but most excited to get NBA Street 2 because I played that as a kid. Disc is completely scratched up. I'll eventually get that game to play, but the highlight here is the Master Quest GameCube game. Next, we have these DS games. We have Pokemon Diamond and Super Robot. I've never heard of this game, and as you saw in the photos, these weren't photographed anywhere, so I didn't know I was getting these. I really want to keep this. I didn't know it was worth so much money, but the problem is it's water damaged. There's no manual, so I might end up playing it a little bit, then selling it off and buying one on eBay for an updated copy. Next, we have some solid Nintendo 64 games. A lot of them are really dirty, so I'm gonna have to put in some serious work trying to restore them. Unfortunately, I don't really know how to fix the yellowing. Maybe I'll put it out in the sun and see if that helps. Next, we have all these Sega Genesis games. I have no idea what any of these are worth. I know Maximum Carnage might be worth something because the Spider-Man game's coming out. But other than that, I have no idea when it comes to Sega Genesis. If anything pops out, I'll put it on the screen. Maybe the Alien and Predator games, but like I said, not really sure. We also have a random Turtles in Time. There's no Super Nintendo here, but I mean, you can't complain when you get Turtles in Time. I think this is like a $20, $30 game in this condition, so that's a nice pickup. Lastly, the gem of the video, we have Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures sealed. I wish the box was sealed, but unfortunately it's open, probably from just over time because it looks like this was never taken out of the box. I've never graded a game before, but I'm considering grading this one because it looks flawless, so I'm pretty sure this would get a high grade. Overall, I normally don't do this, but taking that 3-hour drive was definitely worth it. I'm gonna go ahead, clean everything internally, externally with a wipe, and I'll put everything into price charting and we'll see what everything is worth. All right, everyone, it's the morning now. Last night I cleaned everything. Only thing I have to do now is use a magic eraser to clean off any pen marks or any dirt marks on the cartridges. But I also need to test everything. But here's everything laid out as well as the final potential value. So all of the Xbox games ended up either being empty cases or the discs are cracked and not playable at all. So we're not gonna worry about those. We're just mainly worried about these items. I also didn't include the NBA Street Volume 2 because the disc is scratched and I wasn't able to test. The GameCube does not work, so that's probably gonna be for parts. 64 I have not tested yet, and it's also missing the top cover as well as cables and controller, so I didn't include that either. So here is the price charting value of everything here, excluding the ones I mentioned. I also excluded the sealed Four Swords Adventure because I figured the value is gonna be a little bit of a fluctuation if I'm gonna get it graded. Still haven't decided that yet. But the highlights are mainly the 64 games. Like we have 2 Super Mario 64s, which are $30 a piece. We have Star Fox 64, Donkey Kong, and Spider-Man. So a lot of those took up a lot of the value for the 64s. For the Genesis, the main game that stood out was Spider-Man Maximum Carnage. We have the new Spider-Man movie coming out, so that's obviously a big thing. And of course, we have Turtles in Time as well. It's probably not going to be $64 range because it does have some damage. And like I said, I still have to test everything. Then right here, this is where a lot of the good stuff is. We have Master Quest around $65. Super Robot Tyson. So if you look at Super Robot, I just put it at loose because there's water damage on the cover, which is really sad to see. And there is no manual. But even loose, as you see, it has like a $55 value, which is pretty awesome. Pokemon Diamond is the same way, but it does have the manual, so I probably would put it at like a 55 range rather than 67. For the Genesis games, we have Predator 2, Alien 3, and Gyno. So overall, I would call this mystery box haul a success. Not sure if I would do it again because it was like a 3-hour drive. But the estimated value for all this is $746. So maybe I would do it again. I don't know. It would have to be a good hunch type of thing. But thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this video with like this new type of layout. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.